to Mississippi.
I don't
We're already live.
Yeah.
Oh, we're already live?
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the second episode of our podcast, Going Nuclear, where we pretty much just go off the rail, whatever we want to say. This one is Women in Comp. My name is Wet Nude with my co-host, Neon, and we are super excited to finally bring this back after what feels like a month. And in that time, a whole streaming service shut down. So, good times.
Yeah, the one that you used. Kind of
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Thank you, Mixer. It was fun seeing you, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Yep. We have two wonderful guests. You might know them. One of them played for Artemis, who won CCSW Season 1, and the other one is MonsterGurl, who also played in CCSW with Disrupt, right? No.
8K.
8K. There we
Yep.
go.
Mhm.
That's right. So two wonderful guests, like you said, Women in Comp, T3 edition, pretty much. You know,
Yep.
we don't have any big names like T2. They will be soon. I have faith in this team.
Yes.
Yes.
Yo,
So,
easy.
yeah, exactly. I mean, fuck dudes. Who needs dudes in a team? So, starting off with question one, and we can just go with Light and then Monster. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I click heads. No, for better words, I'm a legacy competitive gamer. I say legacy because I had family who kind of like was in gaming. I picked it up from them a little bit, and just my competitive nature just carried me from console to here to like try and do something.
Okay,
I guess so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I click heads.
fair enough.
Yeah.
I do not click heads.
She
I
does
just
not.
plant. I just plant the bomb and wash my hands and call it a day. But no. I'm almost the same way. I grew up more competitive and more of the sports nature, and then as soon as I heard that you could go competitive in esports, I was like, all right, it's time to shake up the industry and just give it a shot. So here we
Yeah.
are.
Hey, fair enough. I feel like it's pretty much what a lot of us did. I was, being older, when I was younger, esports was not a thing. It was just game battles in Call of Duty lobbies. So,
Mhm.
Hey, retweet to those times.
what?
Retweet to those times.
I know, right? Those were good times where you could say whatever you wanted to anybody and no one got butthurt.
Yeah, I was too young for that.
Yeah, you tiny little boy. Anyways, so I think that's pretty much everybody. You know, everyone was competitive in one way or another, whether real sports or just previous gaming, and we all just ended up finding a game that we fell in love with. So definitely the same way. I came from console, so I had to learn just like everybody else. But before Siege, what game would you say you played most on console or PC?
So I grew up playing Halo mostly. I
Hey,
started
Halo
out with
gang.
yeah, 3 and Reach were my two most played.
Yep.
A
Mhm.
little too young to get like into that like
Mhm.
Halo 1 and 2 groove, but definitely played a lot of 3 and Reach. And then I started playing COD shortly after and got into like the whole game battle scene
Oh yeah.
because like there was like Halo with like the ranking system, but
Mhm.
then like game battles, like wagers and like actual money involved was definitely a big step up in that degree. Like actually get into the something on the line kind of risk factor.
As for me, I started on console on Xbox with I really got into gaming because of my brother. So like Ari here, we started off on Halo. Mostly
Yo.
Halo 3 and Reach as well. Big time on Reach.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as we got introduced to Call of Duty Black Ops 2, that's when I played that game 24/7 with my brother.
Good times.
Just all day, every day. Call of Duty multiplayer, hardcore, search and destroy. Like, of course, I was terrible at it, but he was good, and I was always determined to beat him. And so
Did it
that's
ever
where
happen?
I kind of no.
Oh.
Maybe nowadays, maybe I can beat him now. But
We should give it another shot. Yeah.
oh yeah, if I ever go back to console, which I kind of doubt it, but if I do decide to downgrade, I'll try to rematch him on that.
No, just hit him up in Modern Warfare now. That's cross.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true.
But then you play mouse and keyboard and leave him on controller.
Exactly.
But don't tell him
Yeah.
that way.
I won't tell him.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
You just slam him. You know.
Mhm.
just like Xbox kids are doing nowadays with mouse and keyboarding and ranked. I mean,
Exactly.
Point. Who cares, right?
Same thing. Same thing.
Yeah, basically.
That was me for a year. Not gonna lie.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yikes.
Ugh.
Well, looks like this podcast now has 3 people on it, so
And we'll just go ahead and click out. No, I think for everyone, I think one of the games you start off with is either COD or Halo. I played a lot of Halo 3, not a lot of Reach, but I also got into Call of Duty really heavily. Like I said, Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare were some of my favorite games, and both had like 30 plus days played on them. And I just
Rookie numbers.
yeah.
Rookie number.
Yeah, compared to our siege numbers now, yeah, definitely.
Not a real grinder.
I mean, I used to slam Scump. Scump, if you're watching, I made you my bitch when I was 14. Anyway, so and I also started on console, and eventually I ironically switched to PC to play Rocket League.
Oh.
Classic times. And then I looked at some of the Twitter profiles and realized all of the pros were under 18, and realized maybe this is not my sport. I feel like I'm a bit too old for this. So I played Siege on console, but never seriously. And then when I got to PC, I ended up re-downloading it and playing it, and I fell in love with it. Found Pro League, fell in love with EG, was the Continuum roster that then went to EG, and that was it. I immediately was like, all right, I want to try and do this. And so here I am, sucking since. It's been 2 years, or a year and a half. Little progress, not far, but we're trying.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit of progress is better than none.
Exactly. And that's all that matters, yeah. So I guess I came from console too. You know, we're all console gang here, playing Halo. Since I'm a little bit younger, my first Halo game is Reach, so I started out on Reach. Then played a lot of 4. I think I'm the only one who did, but I really enjoyed 4. So
At that point.
understandable.
Yikes.
Played a lot of 4, played a lot of 5. Never really got all that big into the COD scene. Even though, I mean, I own all the games, but I never really cared about it that much. But switched over to PC, actually mostly to mod Skyrim, because that looked like a lot of fun on YouTube, so I wanted to do that. And then I was like, hey, I got the Siege beta from a Humble Bundle pass, whatever. So I'm like, I'll try that out. That looks interesting. Pretty much fell in love with it then, and have been playing ever since. Got into esports with my boy BC, so now Dark Zero repping the shirt right here. So yeah. So I've been really enjoying that. Wow, you got a problem, dude?
Yikes, man. It's easy.
No
okay.
way, you're not
Wow.
okay.
Wow. Okay.
One of
Going
these,
dark, more
not
like
like
almost
the other.
going light as you choke. Close game against Sonics.
Oof.
Yo, at least they made it. At least they made it.
That's true. They've gone farther than you have, nude. So.
Yeah, EG's out of Pro League. So.
Yikes.
Ooh, too soon.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much all I've done so far. And then I guess I casted for a bit, still do with my boy Nude. So been going strong with that and enjoying it, and really just trying to take it as far as I can. I think just like all 4 of us. So.
Yeah, pretty much, and I think I'm honestly better well known for the casting portion of my career than I am the playing portion.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. So we all have a reason as to what brought us to first play Siege. So what was your guys' reason? Like what dragged you and you're like, I'm gonna play Siege?
So back on console, the beta first came out, some friends and I were like kind of getting bored of COD. Then one of him hopped on Siege and was like, yo, this game kind of like slaps. So he forced us to get on Siege, and it was just interesting. That whole learning experience of our starting game just really kept me in because it was just so different.
Okay.
Same as me. Well, a little bit. I was getting bored of COD, and I was switching back and forth between games like Smite, Resident Evil. Smite, go. One time I was actually on YouTube, and I forgot who it was. I think it was Cartoons. He was he made a video with Wrecker on Rainbow Six Siege, and I was like, whoa. I was like, first of all, these dudes are funny. as
Yeah.
frick. And then I was like, this game looks like it looks different and it looks cool. Like you can lean. What? Like I gotta try this out. And so I literally texted my mom. I was like, yo, it's $60, but can I get this game? She's like, oh yeah, go ahead, go get it. Like you can buy it, I guess.
I
And
got you,
ever
girl.
since then, I was just hooked on that game. Like it's definitely different than COD and any other first person shooters out there. And that's what kind of drew me into it.
I remember being extremely disappointed when I was first playing on console Siege that I couldn't lean while on ADS as a shield player. That really messed me up, and I was very upset with that. It's actually the reason I bought the Xbox Elite controller was because I had this understanding that I could lean with that, and I was completely wrong. So that's $180 down the drain. Good controller though, but
Yeah, I have to say, ironically, I didn't start playing till I think it was right after Blackbeard and Valkyrie dropped, and I was stationed in Texas at the time because I'm older, so this game the beta was out when I was already old, and so I actually picked up this game while being bored in the middle of school, and was like,
oh, you're cutting out.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's dead. Rip.
Rip nude.
Rip nude. Oh, are you
Maybe
back?
rest in peace.
Oh,
am I back? Hello?
I think you're back.
Did we make
Yeah.
it?
Oh, you sound back.
Are we in?
Yeah, you sound
Yeah.
back. Yeah.
Do I sound back? All right, my apologies. No idea what the hell just happened. So Madden FIFA sucked. I was tired of Call of Duty. I went into a GameStop and was like, what is there to buy? I saw Siege. It was like $30, if that tells you where we're at in life right now. Siege is $30.
Oh,
And I was reading the case and I was like, a tactical shooter, but it's only online. I was like, that's weird. Don't know. But I bought it. And I was sold on the being smart with cams. As a big Valkyrie player when I first started playing. I abused the crap out of Blackbeard. I enjoyed the rappel feature. It was just like everything that wasn't just running and gunning and just playing smart. And I absolutely loved it. And I ended up, once I switched to PC after I'd kind of fallen out of love with it because I didn't have any friends to play with because none of my friends were playing it. It was just me. I was solo queuing. So I just kind of got bored because it's one of those games that you have to mentally stay like checked in. It's not like Madden or FIFA or Rocket League, for instance, where you can kind of just put on music and forget you're playing. You really have to stay focused. And when you don't have friends to make that as entertaining, it got boring. But then I moved over, I met some really cool people, and I've been running it ever since. I play every day. So definitely the tactical aspect of it is what got me to be like, this is the game I want to learn.
I was sold at the trailer, the E3 2015 trailer. I was like, oh, that looks sick. So I wanted it from then. So yeah, I was simple.
Yeah. The next question, what's it been like growing in like the R6 competitive scene or even the scene in general? Because I don't know if you stream Light, but obviously I knew Monster streamed because I think it's pretty much how I found her, as I saw her streaming one day and just said sure. So
yeah, I guess I'll watch.
yeah, I guess I'll watch to see how bad this gamer is.
You can start, Fia.
Oh, you want me to start?
I'll switch it up a bit.
Big streamer.
Just hit it up there. So growing competitively. Well, at first I played the game casually. Like I said, I didn't know there was a competitive scene. I actually played Siege very late. I probably started around the time of Red Crow. So, but even then, like I said, I didn't know there was a competitive scene until I'd say like a year and a half ago. So a little bit before CCSW even started. And then like I heard like, oh, well, there's this thing called comp teams. And I was like, oh, comp? Like a higher up rank kind of a thing? Like what's this about? And then I saw that it was more serious. And of course, when you first start out, you're kind of a shitter. Because you don't know what to do. You don't know what your roles are and such. But
Yeah.
No, what do you
I
mean?
still don't know what my roles are. Like I'm still just in there blindly. But
Probably because
but
flashbanging you.
yeah, true, very true. But just growing over the time, it's like you learn how to be more confident with your skills of like information gathering, knowing what the game is based on. Like droning is very important, making sure you're keeping up your drone economy and such. Just teamwork as well. First of all, I did not know teamwork was even a thing in Siege. Learned
So
that the
do
hard
I.
way. Yeah, like when I first played, I didn't even have a mic. I was just like listening to my headset and I was like, oh, I have to make call outs. Like, what are call outs?
I
And
don't know what this is called.
yeah, like I don't know. This looks like, I don't know, a wall by over there. But
I'm just thinking of the tier 1 call out. Where are
oh my ex.
there's someone over in that direction. I'm pointing at the screen. Can you see?
To your left,
can
to your
see
left, on your left.
Just look on the ping. He's on the ping,
He's
bro.
right there.
But as a girl, like obviously you know call outs better, and such. But yeah, that's. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I've even grown that much. So.
I mean, 1,500
Hey.
followers is quite a lot of people to follow you on Twitter.
That is true. That is true. A lot of cool, awesome friends. It's weird growing, but it's happening for some reason. People think I'm funny, so that's awesome.
Hey, if they think it, just keep going. Don't
I'm just
stop.
going with it. I'm just going with it.
Yeah. Neon stopped growing in like the 5th grade.
Those are rude. You don't even know. It was 6th grade. Thanks for asking.
Oh, you're welcome.
Uh-huh,
That was close.
uh-huh.
Good guess. Light, what about you? How's your experience been growing in this scene?
So I want to say that I came to PC right before like the CCSW was announced. So it was a coincidence that I saw a Twitter post of like, hey, we're trying to get this like all-female team together. And I was like, wow, that's actually kind of cool because prior I played competitively, quote unquote competitively, because the game wasn't very competitive, but I played on all-female team on Destiny.
Ah.
And so that idea kind of like interested me, I guess, because the prior like just likeness of it. So we got the tryouts running of us and all the girls, and then eventually they announced the league, and we're like, holy shit, this is like perfect. And then that's kind of just like how I came up into the Siege competitive thing, and that's like as far as I got.
Nice. Yeah.
Very interesting. I can tell you, I'm not even a Twitch affiliate in streaming, so I haven't grown at all. I've just kind of been here doing my Kovacs ting, just trying to be like one of these cracked out
Yeah,
16.
who got you Kovacs?
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
You're welcome,
Greatly
buddy.
appreciated. Hashtag not bought me Kovacs. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I haven't grown in the scene really. Mine is casting. I think that was that was literally how I grew in this scene so far. Has been all from casting, solo casting and observing at the same time to producing it all at the same time. I mean, yeah.
The good old early days.
Yeah, I would definitely say most people will know me more for my casting than anything else. But yeah, that's like.
I mean,
you got to get known somehow.
Exactly. I'd be the exact same way. That's the only reason I'm affiliate is our first cast happened to be on my channel, and so I think there was like 12 or 13 viewers for like the entire like 3-hour cast. I'm like, I'm just gonna not stream for the rest of the month, and then it worked. So
so I think we already kind of covered this. But if there's anything else you'd like to say, like what really drove you to like play competitively? Like, was it just the fact that you played sports in real life? And so once you found an avenue in gaming, of course, playing casual just wasn't enough, or?
Yeah, so obviously I failed at competitive sports. Did not get that college,
Which sports did you play? Curiosity.
scholarship. I did, when I was younger, I did gymnastics, I did track, volleyball, basketball. I was a little bit into cheerleading, but that didn't really go too far.
Really a sport.
So it was focused more on basketball and volleyball. But once I was like, oh, I'm not really going to get too far into it, it was kind of like a loss. I was a little lost, not going to lie, because education was not working for me. I was like, I hate school. Get me out of here.
Yeah, I would 100% feel that.
And then because I've grown up with gaming and I've always enjoyed gaming. So as soon as I heard there's this competitive, like even a competitive aspect in gaming, I was like, oh, I want to try that out. And that happened to be when I was playing Siege, and I was like, I kind of really do enjoy this game. Why not just give it a shot? So
Miss 100
I've
shots you don't take.
exactly, and I've always kept that competitive mentality inside of me. It was just like now it's through a different outlet, and it's through something I enjoy more than sports. So
Fair enough. Fair
Nice,
enough.
I say that despite my competitiveness, I did start gaming on like a casual side because I don't know, I didn't have expectations for it. I didn't know there was like pro gaming at the time because I was like super young, obviously. But um, as I just played with my friends, I got my competitive side just naturally got me to keep pushing forward in some way or another.
Well, very straightforward. I'll be honest. I don't know how to play things casually.
We
Like
can tell.
like pickup games of basketball, anything. Like
Same.
I was always just like competitive. Like I didn't have like
I
a
hate losing.
halfway button. Like so when I would play Siege, like even in ranked, I was like I want to win. I want to win. I'll be honest. I was a bit toxic when I
You
first started
still are.
playing.
You still are.
No,
got a little toxic, but
Never once in my life have
Oh,
I been.
I'm pure. I'm not toxic at all, so I can't relate.
oh
I
yeah, no, like it's
Mhm.
never toxic.
I only slammed some kid on Twitter earlier. That's not the point.
Just
Not-
an FYI.
Not even 12 hours ago.
Nah, not even like 3 hours ago, man. This is right before we started.
He's still going at it right now.
Over here typing away. But it was what I was. I played sports growing up. I wrestled in high school. I ended up getting a really bad infection that kicked me out. Joined the military, and then once I found something where I could be competitive again, I instantly took to it, and it was just I've grinded all the time. If I can't make it at this point, I'll be upset. But if I can make it somewhere in the esports scene, I'll be happy. Just because the enjoyment I get from talking about this game, watching it, or playing it, it's all pretty much identical. I would just love to have that before, like kind of like Kickstar or like Flynn was. Well, Flynn's still playing, but
Yeah.
like where I had that opportunity to play on the LAN, play on the main stage, and now I get to come back and stay in it another way, which would be casting.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was just asked if they needed a fifth for Go 4. So I was like, yeah, I ain't doing nothing. It's, Sunday at 5 o'clock. I don't care, whatever. And then I really loved it. So I actually played collegiate for a semester at UNC Charlotte and really enjoyed that. Got to play and cast at a LAN, which was really fun. Definitely an experience I think everybody should have if they get the chance to. It's completely different, especially when the TCSG was as powerful as it used to be. You just got destroyed every single game by it. So it was fun, but I mean, that's really what started me playing Siege competitively, was just, hey, we need a fifth. Oh, okay. Sure. I am busy.
Hey, sometimes it's the pick-me-ups that come out of nowhere, you know what
Exactly.
Very true.
You took an opportunity there. It didn't go anywhere, but you took one.
And look where you are now.
Damn,
Yes,
bro.
yes.
Yeah, well, this is North Carolina. This is North Carolinians. Pretty much. We just bash each other the whole time.
Pretty much.
So, what has been your experience so far in comp when it comes to teams? Maybe, I know Light. We talked about it right beforehand. You've been on a couple mixed teams. What's it like scrimming, things like that? Like, what has the comp experience been as a female in this scene?
Well, gaming itself in general is very hostile towards us naturally, so that like competitive environment is to a degree the same.
Right.
Only at the higher tiers is it like actually somewhat respected. Even then, like people still just don't care about your existence. Like all the teams that we've scrimmed recently have been like fine, nothing wrong. But in the past, there's a few like outliers, but generally speaking, that like the upper side of competitive where people actually do care, it's better. but like the actual like team side of things, like outside of like people you face, it's definitely who you associate yourself with. You can definitely get those assholes, but if you stick to your groups and like mutual friends and stuff that you already have in that like the competitive side, they're generally perfect. Just all who you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how Light started off, gaming itself, like even as a female, even outside the Siege community, it is kind of toxic as soon as you hop onto that mic. Because, you know, you got those kids that
yeah.
are like,
Yep.
oh, is that the gamer girl or is that an 11-year-old boy? And you're like, well, I'm just going to have to say I'm a girl because, you know, it is in the tag that I don't know. Look,
You can't
I was
run.
9 at the time. I had MonsterGurl in my name. I don't know why.
Wait, let me
but-
say, there's been a few times where on console I would respond like, "Yeah, I'm a 12-year-old boy," just like to go to troll.
Yeah, same.
Those conversations that ensued were so fucking hilarious.
But then it's so weird because as soon as you meet another female in that game, they're like, "Wow, your voice is like so low and like you sound like a guy," and it's like,
Exactly.
what?
What
It's
is
like
going
it's
on?
coming from both sides. But for me, I have been on, let's say, my first comp team was actually called My Enemy, and then it was renamed to. I don't remember. It was such a long time ago. I honestly cannot remember. It was a mixed team. It was nice. And then after that was when I joined Brain Dead, which turned into 8K, which was the all girls team. It was a okay experience. There were times where we did clash heads, as females do sometimes, or as people just genuinely do sometimes. It's just a long story that I will not get into, but I can definitely say when you do get into yeah, tons of drama, just a bit too much drama, too much. But as soon as I parted ways from 8K, I did join another team, which I can. Oh, it was called Revenge Nation. It was also a mixed team.
I remember.
It was a very. I really did like that team. At first, when I joined, I did get a comment that one of my teammates did not think that I was actually a good player until we did our quals because he thought that maybe the man who was recruiting us onto the team, like he thought that maybe he was just simping for me until he actually saw that I knew what I was doing. So it's kind of sucks that sometimes like and female in this industry, you have to obviously show your skills in the game before you can get recognized as an equal kind of teammate in a sense. But like Light said, in the higher competitive levels, most of that toxicity because you have like that close group of friends, like Gamble for example, the toxicity just isn't there. And once you get to the higher levels where people don't care if you're a female or a male or what else you ever be, and they just care about your skills, that's when you're like, yes, this is what I want. This is it. This is the chef's kiss, you know. The every like, yes, at first it was rough, but now at a little bit of a higher comp level, it is starting to get better.
Yeah. I would mention that when I talk about like a higher comp level, obviously our comp level is not
Pro
high.
League sub.
Yeah. So in gaming so far, there's been only a few outliers in terms of like females like actually at the highest level pro play. One of the few that I looked up to was Geguri on Overwatch. She played for Shanghai Dragons. And then there was Goddess in Siege, but I didn't really keep up with her until like the later parts before she stepped down as a player. Even at the highest levels, they still face discrimination and people who won't accept that. You know, they just have the skill because Siege, especially from what I've heard, is a lot of friend groups over teams instead of actual business.
Yeah.
But what I talked about earlier drew more from like the Halo and Call of Duty side, where I also played on teams, and obviously again, not like the highest level, but I did play a little bit of. I got into a few basic, I guess you can call it like a Challenger League equivalent of Call of Duty scrims, and at the time they were definitely kind of like they cared more about skill above anything else.
Mhm.
So that's where I draw my experience from, because obviously each game is different through communities, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to say I feel like the big problem, especially in like because I mean you even still see it some in T2, and I mean like you said, I mean I was watching Goddess's podcast on 6 on 6, or her guest appearance on 6 on 6, excuse me, just trying to like think of maybe some more questions to ask on this one, and she said even in T1, yeah she used to not be able to watch back VODs because the comments would upset her so
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
And Tara brought it up that most of the time she was probably one of the better performing players on the team, and yet she would still be the scapegoat for why the team wasn't winning.
No.
I don't know why guys and I really think unfortunately with esports in general, it's that keyboard warrior mentality. They know nothing is going to happen to them. They can type whatever they want behind this keyboard and nothing is going to happen. They know they don't have to face any real life consequences. No one's going to punch them in the face for talking rudely.
Yeah.
And I think that really sucks. It's nothing you can fix, obviously, minus parents beating the crap out of their children and like attempting to teach them more right.
Yep.
But I mean, even I can guarantee you some of these kids have moms that would absolutely be disgusted by
Mhm.
what they talk about
Definitely.
female gamers.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's just nothing. It sucks because like I've played against Marmalade and she absolutely slams my fucking shit in.
Oh.
I mean, Marmalade is a fucking gunner, and
Yeah.
and yet I
No,
think it was like
he's gone again.
was butt liquor for. I don't know most of that. They said, am I cutting out again?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello.
seems okay.
Yeah.
He's
It's
Okay.
good now. Yeah.
I don't know why it's me. I think it was Light or Marmalade that said something about butt liquor 420 or something.
That was her, I think.
Yeah, so I was like, and that's true, right? Like you see these people that are quite obviously not as good, but they'll post a couple of flashy clips, and people will say they're the next
Bolo.
Bolo or
Bolo.
something.
Bolo.
Okay, in all fairness, everyone's fucking Bolo apparently. So,
Hey, when's Bolo play?
Yo,
yeah,
who's
not
Bolo?
tonight. So,
Oof.
yo,
where's Bolo?
So I definitely think it's extremely unfair. I don't I have two older sisters, so I mean I talk shit to everyone though too,
Mhm.
so no one's safe from this wrath. But I do think a lot of it is that keyboard warrior mentality. They know nothing's gonna happen, and until they get to a point where they have an image, like take for instance Pangu when he was very toxic over stream and he almost got his career cut out. Until they have something they can lose, they're going to continue being
Yeah.
the way they are,
Yeah.
and that's
I don't even think it's really a quote unquote esports problem per se. I think it's just something that's kind of inherent to the nature of the internet in
Yeah.
general. Is that
Big time.
yeah, there's we have our faces out here for everybody to see, but a lot of people there's just a name and a picture of an anime character on Twitter just talking mad crap about anybody and everybody, and nothing can come back to them, and so there's not much you can do about that, but just realize that everybody is a person. We all have feelings. I don't really want people to talk like that to me, so I'm not going to talk like that to somebody else, regardless of if they're male, female, their skin color, their sexual identity, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's just treat people as people.
At the end of the day, we're all gamers.
Exactly.
We're just trying to game.
We've all forgotten we're all the most oppressed race
Yeah.
of gamers.
gamers get hated on way too much.
Exactly.
It's
You
rude.
got to rise up together.
Exactly. We were the kids that were bullied in high school.
Gamers' lives matter.
Exactly.
Come on, please.
Yeah.
Let's see. I just want to make sure I don't ask anything. What is the most frustrating thing that you hate in ranked and in comp. They might be different. Let's exclude cheaters. If you've ever dealt with stream snipers, let's keep all those out. Like, what mechanic wise or operator maybe that you play against a lot does most frustrates you in ranked or comp at this current moment?
I think for me personally, I get very annoyed by these operators that take no thinking required to them. Like Jackal, for example, he was like the first operator of his kind that had that no skill mentality.
I think
Basically.
Thatcher was probably
Blackbeard.
first.
Well, but Thatcher, like, you only had like his gadget wouldn't lead to kills unless it was like utility based.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Blackbeard.
Well, that's different. You have to
Okay,
aim
okay.
after you kill someone, right?
Mhm.
So you
Yeah,
still
right.
aim. But it's those like mechanics that would basically stick to you, or like Doki's call Lion,
Oh.
and God, obviously everyone hated them, but
Just stand still.
that
Right. Just don't play Vigil.
Vigil.
Go around
yeah.
a mute jammer.
but those things definitely, like, when they happened, made me reconsider playing Siege permanently
Mhm.
at times, because I just got so fed up with the bullshit. Yeah.
More on the ranked side, I swear, if I see another IQ Amaru GA duo repel run into sight, I can't. Like, that's or Blitz. Like, I always, as soon as
Well,
I
that's
see
an
a
insult.
Blitz,
That's
no matter
personal.
what, I'm sorry, but as soon as I see a Blitz, I just want to quit the game. I don't even.
God,
Ugh.
you must hate man.
Oh. Just don't tell him, okay? But,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's watching it. We're gonna get away with this one.
Bullet, like other things in, like, stream sniping and cheating, such bullet holes I hate.
Oh yeah.
Like, especially, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, I've done
So
it.
possible.
I've done
We've
it because
all
I've
done
been
it.
salty
Oh, yeah.
before. But I swear, like, if I'm sweating my booty off, right? It's 4-4, and I died to a doc holding. This legit happened to me in Canal. Doc is holding the green wall with a bullet hole, shot through the window, and hit a headshot on me through the roof while I was thatchering a wall for box. I turned off my computer.
Yeah, that's-
I had to get off. Like,
Dude,
that.
his gaming chair is
Yeah, it's
the
his gaming chair. Yeah, that's what
His
it was.
gaming chair is way too good. Like,
Dude, I bet he's leaned back in that. I bet he's got that thing all the way reclined to hit.
Yeah,
this
it's probably the PewDiePie chair, to be honest. That's what it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
probably the PewDiePie. He was like, let me hit this bullet hole shot. But anyways, also, it pisses me off. Another thing, it would be
Oh, she's going in. She's going in.
teammates that just can't make callouts or don't want to make callouts or make the most ridiculous kind of callouts.
Over there.
Consulate CEO, somebody call it top piano. I was like, what world are we in where you
It's on
call it
top of
top
piano.
piano?
You know, it makes sense.
I mean, I guess if you say it like that, maybe, but
Stacking system.
comp wise, it's more towards people that I scrim against. Like, if they're just playing it for the comp Siege GG, they're playing it to win, not to
The
learn.
clout. They're playing for the
That's-
clout.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just to be like, "Ooh, I beat this girl team, haha, I'm the best." Like, nobody. It's a scrim, fam. Like,
Change your name to Dracula.
Yeah, people say flexing scrim kills. It's actually funny.
yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do post, scrim clips. Sometimes I posted it once, but regardless, like, I hate the scrim to win.
Okay, but
Mhm.
it's like it's one thing to hit a nutty shot in a scrim and like you black out the stuff to
Right.
save,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then to say like, oh yeah, I dropped like 25 kills in a scrim.
Yeah,
It's
or
like,
to at people on
Uh-huh.
Twitter specifically, like, slammed you, here's a screen share, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
Get
It's
wrecked.
scrim,
yeah, right. Like,
Yeah.
Lycan talked about it, and that was one of his Twitter posts. He's like, if you ask someone, like, hey, I want to use this scrim clip, I'll blur out your names, but it was just a really good clip. Is that cool? Lycan is like, just ask. Like, sometimes people won't even care if you blur out the names. I mean, if you hit a good shot,
It's a
No
good
one's gonna-
shot. Yeah.
Yeah, no one's gonna be like, "Yo, that dude fucking sucks." You know, I mean, they might. They might. All right, let me take that back. They might.
If it's you, they would. Yeah.
But yeah, oh yeah, everyone fucking hates me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to ranked, I'll say it from an IGL perspective in comp, I hate when people don't listen.
Oh yeah.
I've had it on a little bit on this team, and I've had it in the past. It's like, I tell stop peeking, and then they peek and die, and now we're in like a really shit situation, especially in a qual or an online league match. That's absolutely frustrating. I'll say in ranked. And it's definitely just got to be those people that like have the diamond or champ charm, but they're in plat 3, but they're talking shit like they're still in diamond.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, why are you here right now? Like, you have a champion charm. Like, how are you still with plat 3 with homeboy over here? Like,
Right.
you got something better to do? Like, I don't know, go wash your mom's dishes. Can you like get out of my lobby so I can actually attempt to get into plat 2? Thanks. But outside of that, that's just my own frustration to when I get slammed. So.
I know in ranked, I always get upset at people who call me a bad Monty player for not top fragging.
Oh my lord.
They're like you're bad Monty. You don't know how to play Monty. And I'm like, yeah, I have no kills and 3 deaths, but you know that entry frag who was right behind me, who killed everybody 3 times in a row? That was because of me.
That was yep.
That was me. Yeah. See, Noon knows. So. Yeah, I hate that in ranked. And just the people calling for all the shield nerfs, they don't need it anymore. They've been bullied too much. Blitz sucks now. He's not fun.
Can I tell you how many clips of me playing Monty that I have where like the shield is in my face?
Yeah.
And then I get knifed, and on the other person's screen, my shield's in fucking Narnia on a different map, and I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
yeah, that happens
what-
all the time.
what am I supposed to do here? My shield's not even in this map right now. It's in cafe with the blitz somehow. I don't even know how I got
Yeah. And I swear, Blitz's shield hitbox is broken. It does not exist at all. I get shot straight head on all the time, and I'm like, what is even happening here?
You pretty much have to flash someone inside of their body for it to actually take effect.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I used to hate blitz when playing against a good blitz too, but geez, that is a non-playable Okay. Pangu can play whatever the fuck he wants. Pangu is just the god of.
He just earned it.
But no one else, I think, anymore could successfully, legitimately pull off a blitz in comp. I don't think he's viable or anywhere remotely close.
Oh yeah, not as viable as he used to be. And I guess going back to the ranked or to the comp things that are annoying is those people who join a team that got the ego. They're the entry frags, the people who are supposed to get all the kills. You'll lose a scrim and then they go find the next team. They're just team hopping all the time, and I've found so many of those. And when I was playing comp, I've always said you can find a solid support player really easy, because we all know that we're going to be at the bottom of the leaderboard. We don't care about that, but finding a good fragger who doesn't have an ego and is willing to stick with the team is really difficult nowadays. Really, really hard to do, and really hard to find one of those people who aren't just going to go team hopping. As soon as, something doesn't go their way, something bad happens, you lose a game, they're out.
It doesn't even have to be a game. It could be a scrim.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus
They lose
Christ.
a casual match with the team, and they're out of here. Like,
all right, we can't be casuals. I'm fucking done. Screw this team. I'm
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always and just to further on to that, right? Don't do that. But to further on to it, it's always funny because they'll like pop off in a scrim, and they'll get into a league game and play like absolute dog shit. Same map, same strat, same everything. And then they'll be like, "Oh, guys, you guys aren't doing this right for me." And I'm like, "Bro, nothing's changed. We scrimmed this.
We're
last
doing our
night.
job.
We're in the league tonight. You just suck all of a sudden. I don't know what you want me to tell you, Chief. I'm just walking straight with Monty. Like, there's nothing more I
I'm
can
just
do.
playing the bomb, fam.
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here clicking on my goddamn keyboard, hoping I don't get C4'd from somewhere. Like, please.
no pulse, no pulls.
No pulse. Or,
Should have banned him.
yeah, oh my, if he's playing pulse, he might get away with it. But, yikes, we're slamming pros that aren't going to hear this.
Yoinks.
Call him out on
Yoinks,
Twitter.
Scoop.
Clip it and call him out on Twitter.
Clip it and add him. Moving on, though, how have you guys seen like female gaming growing in not only the competitive siege scene, but like Ari, you said you were in Destiny for a little bit. So how do you guys see women growing in not only comp Siege, but like just in general, like in any scene that you might follow or have been a part of? Let's not all talk at once.
User has been disconnected.
Ari fell asleep on us.
Yeah, she was like, as soon as she heard you dishing about the entry frag, she's like, I'm out.
All right, dude. I'm leaving Gamble. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm out.
She's about to post the LFT post.
Here comes the toilet longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to find out all that drama.
True. Add more fire to the flame.
Oh.
Or
You
fuel
need
to
to
the
say
fire.
bomb good.
There we go. Yeah. I guess since Ari isn't here, I'm definitely not buying time for her. I'll start. Honestly, it's like the little things. Like, I can't always, like I said, I'm newer to the comp scene, like ever since, past year and a half. But like, I definitely feel like I have seen females become more confident in wanting to try out more teams, at least more serious teams and more mixed teams rather than just an all female team kind of a thing. Yeah. Also, what's her name? Jesco, analyst. That's hello, like. One of the big things that happened, even if people don't necessarily agree that she may or may not be a great analyst, that's still such a... I would think it would be more of an inspiration for other females who maybe are more silent in the community, who don't know who to look up to, be like, yo, this girl made it. Females like even Goddess, even if she stepped down, she still made a very big impact in the community as a female. Luna for Sinister, another great female pro player. I think it's just females are growing more confident in their skills and wanting to take the next step in joining teams, wanting to put in the work for those teams. At least that's what I've seen in Siege. I've definitely ran into more females, like in the comp, like Marmalade joined Guidance Gaming, absolute gunner. Like even when she was on my team, I was scared she was gonna like gun me on accident or something.
She's just flicking.
She's just killing everybody at this point. But
going for the 9K.
Exactly. Double ace. But yeah, like it's good to see even females who are even still in those all female teams pushing it farther than just CCSW. Like, we do have Team Rose who did a side league. That was very cool to see, and I'm sure that hopefully gave other teams more confidence. DG Girls as well, Sinister, Honors Vice as well. Like, it's really nice to see girls taking it a step further than just CCSW, because then, let's say, even if they're T4 or T3 leagues, whatever, next thing you know, who knows? 5 years from now, there could be more females in Pro League because of these just minor things going on.
Yeah, I know, like, ever since CCSW, I guess, existed, I've definitely seen a lot more women in Siege. For the good or the bad that you can say that CCSW is definitely had an impact on females and their ability and their willingness, I guess, more so, to throw themselves into the comp scene.
Yeah, I think unfortunately CCSW had really great intentions, and I think the trolls, did what they wanted with it. They, they pretty much tried to bash the heck out of it. But I really felt like CCSW did make a lot of girls come out of that scared sort of shadow to be like, this is an all females team, right? We won't get backlash, at least from these teams that we're going to play against, for being a girl. If you do, that's just I don't know what you want me to say about it. Yeah, you're both females. I mean,
you can't be a girl gamer, but you're
girls
a girl gamer.
don't exist. What?
Just like girls don't poop, right? They're not
Mhm.
scared. So,
We don't poop. But
yeah, no,
that's
you
beside-
guys, just rainbows,
No.
all rainbows.
All rainbows, butterflies, you know.
But like you said, like I know quite a few female gamers now in the Siege community. We actually scrim Sinister Red. We scrim their female team. We scrim Disrupt Gaming's female team, and they both have gunners. Like
Mhm.
Brittany, if Brittany's on, she fucking doesn't miss heads. Like that's a
Mhm.
I swear to God, if Brittany's on, she pops more heads than a Dr. Pimple Popper video.
Oh my
References. Yeah.
lord.
When we played DG, Maddox was absolutely insane, and she was a nuts Ash player. Watching 8K, watching CCSW, I mean, there were so many people on there that I was like, I guess I should give up because these fuckers are way better than me. Do you
Yeah, I
guys
mean,
need
that's
a
90%
sandwich?
of the Siege community, so.
Do you guys need a sandwich?
I'll go.
I'll go make the sandwich. You wanna hit with that? All right. So it was one of those things where I definitely think a lot of female gamers that were scared came out, and we got to really see it. I still think, like Marmalade said, we're still not we're not realizing talent for talent unless like you are one of those higher up teams. And I think it's still very unfortunate because I would love to see just a whole mix of teams from all female to male to mixed, like just everyone competing, just pretty much building a team with who you want and then just succeeding with it.
Yeah.
Exactly. I also even think like with CCSW, not only putting the names out there, like it was the beginning step for a lot of us for comp, you know, and seeing if we actually did truly enjoy comp, even if it's, you know, at a beginning level, because everybody has to start somewhere, unless
unless you're Bolo.
Bolo.
Yeah, you just scream, and then at 18,
as soon as you're 18, TSM's like, hey, what's up, bro? But no.
TSM
like...
Abraham Lincoln, he was military. We want you in our army, sir. Get over here.
Exactly.
It worked, yeah.
It did work, but honestly, yeah, like CCSW, I think did give a lot of good. Even if there was a lot of drama behind it, it did have good intentions. And I think the females who are sticking through with it do realize those good intentions of CCSW. And even the staff behind CCSW see the potential behind it and where it could take us in the future. Because, you know, like I genuinely believe, like I've even told her this straight up, like I think Marmalade could easily make PL if she keeps continuing her comps career. I think even Light. I don't see why I don't see anybody who couldn't make PL as long as they're putting in that effort. And I think CCS, except for me. I'm just.
No, he said nude.
Yeah, I said nude.
Oh, I thought you said except for me. I was like, hey, but I'll go with it.
Wow, you invited me to the podcast?
I was gonna take it. I was like, yeah, like content creation's still there, but no. But I mean, at the end of the day, like it had good intentions. It still has good intentions. It's giving names to talent out there that hasn't been recognized quite yet.
Yeah. I think, you know, when CCSW first, I guess, was announced, it was one of those things I was like, that's a good idea, but I hope in 5 to 10 years we don't need it.
Yes.
It's something that I think, you know, looking back on, I think it definitely helped the Siege community, particularly, again, the women in the community. But, you know, I want to get, you know, Siege, I want to get esports in general to a position and a place where we don't need women's leagues. Exactly. Yeah. Because there's nothing, you know, like, unlike, I guess, a lot of traditional sports, like, say, football, for example, there's a legitimate reason to kind of have those separated, you know, and, you know, physical makeup, and all that stuff. Esports doesn't really have that. There's not really anything that separates a man from a woman from being able to play at the same level in esports and in Siege. So why can't we have more, you know, capable women in the Pro League, in Challenger League, you know, playing together? So, yeah, I think CCSW needs to exist right now, but I really hope it has a short lifespan, I guess, in a good way. Not that, you know, the trolls win out, you know, that would suck, but, you know, I really hope CCSW accomplishes what I think it's set out to achieve and not necessarily be a permanent fixture for an all-women's league, but to facilitate the integration of women more thoroughly into competitive esports and competitive Siege.
We just don't want a Team Siren from League of Legends happening again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, I literally was thinking, like, exactly what you said. When it comes to actual sports, like, football or things like that, like, it's not that men are better than women. It's just, like you said, that physical compound. We're just, at the end of the day, we're just built to have that little extra go at the end. Because, I mean, there's some bodybuilders out here that are out bodybuilding me, but if I were to try
All of them.
bodybuilding, I would, debatable. I got good legs. But in esports, it's just moving a mouse and clicking some keys. There's no physical compound that's going to make you better. Look at Goga.
Yeah.
Goga
Yeah.
is not better than Pangu, and Goga's swole as shit. So,
Yeah.
boom.
Goga's goals, honestly.
Yeah, Goga's adorable. But that was exactly what I was saying. And I like CCSW. I think CCSW could stick around as just kind of something to always have like their own thing. Like if you just want to like have a
Try
girls
it on
team.
a beginning level kind of a thing.
Right, right. And I think it'd be totally fine to stick around, but esports does feel like Siege did feel like until CCSW came out that being a woman was almost like one of those requirements that weren't allowed in comp. Like it was like you must be 18 plus and have a dick. There was
Yep.
that's it.
Yep.
Yeah. Even though that wasn't the case. You
Yeah.
can perfectly have a vagina and still play Siege comp this whole time. No one knew. I know. I read the rules the other day myself.
Wait,
So-
what? You could do that? What?
I know.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know.
Who
apparently.
didn't tell me? Yo, what?
I don't know why women just didn't wear strap-ons if that was a real rule. Come on.
Exactly.
Get it together. This is why it's called going nuclear. Anyways, CCSW has been awesome though, and I did enjoy watching it. I cheered for 8K because of course I was following you, Monster, and that's how I found CCSW.
Thought I was DG. Excuse me.
Okay, listen.
Hmm.
I'm old. I'm allowed to forget things. Let's take 5.
Yeah, okay, Grandpa.
Yep, thanks. My Steam account, my second Steam account is called Grandpa Nude. So,
Oh.
yep. So, and I thought it was a very good league. I saw a lot of talent on there, like Light, like Marmalade, and a bunch of really good players. So,
Yeah.
I do think CCSW is good. Obviously, we all kind of know the backlash was just pretty much
Unfortunate.
trolls. Yeah, trolls
Yeah.
just kind of wanting to tear something down that they didn't agree with. Of course, CCSW prospered. Those trolls are now somewhere in their dad's basement somewhere still.
Still angry that is happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
still trolling, cursing women as their mom makes them dinner.
Yeah. Or fathers. You never
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I could.
Maybe that's the problem. They don't have a woman in their life.
Yeah,
Exactly.
maybe. Unfortunate to say the least.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think Light fell asleep, but we'll ask this question anyways in case maybe she woke up. And I don't know if you have been, Monster, but do you prefer all female roster or more co-ed environment?
Honestly, it's just for me it's talent based. If you're good, if you can gun, I'll have you on my team. Or I would be more than honored to be even on your team. But I've always been on the for me, I did when CCSW was initially announced, there was of course like the backlash, excuse me. And for me, I could see it on both sides minus the troll side. Because there was those good arguments where talent should be recognized for talent, but then that is where CCSW comes in because we're females, we're not getting recognized for some of our talents. For me, like I said, it's just if you're good at your role and if you want me on your team and if I make the tryout and I have enough confidence on the team, then I don't care what your gender is or I don't care what you identify with either. It's just at the end of the day, if you're a good teammate.
Yeah. I think that's the way to have it, really. Just, if you're good, you're good. Let's go.
Yeah. Just gun.
Yeah.
Get that GG. In,
Yeah, that's why
in
I'm
the
not on
game,
any
not
teams.
not in scrims.
Yeah. And that's why I'm not on any teams right now. So.
Hey, your time will come.
You're a great caster.
No.
You're a great caster. Great
I'll take
caster.
that. I'll take that.
Just waiting to see if Light chimes in here.
If the light will shine.
Oh.
Oh. I can send. I'll send her a quick message just in case.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the end of the day, most females, it just doesn't care who you are. If you can just gun, please do, and do your role, please.
Yeah, the one thing I could ask for is just like everyone to just,
And get
just
along.
try to be more
Mhm.
open-minded. Like, I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I know there was a time where I messaged Burb, who plays for Globo Gym. They were a couple games off Challenger League, and she was her IGL, and I knew from previous teams that she was the IGL, and we needed one because at the time I wasn't learning it, and I asked her because I saw the talent. I didn't give a shit that she was a chick. To be honest, I hate dudes anyways because we're all fucking retards.
Facts.
Sorry, can't say that word. We're all
Oh
idiots.
yeah. Don't get me kicked off Twitch.
Yeah, well, I'm going to since you want all the viewers.
Reported.
But and dudes just always have massive egos, like,
Mhm.
and it at the end of the day, like, I've dealt with it on the team. It's frustrating. I'm too old for this shit. I don't give a fuck about your ego. And so, I asked her because why not? I mean, she was an IGL that I knew could play. I've seen play in comp. I think I even casted for her in older leagues that are no longer around. And I knew she was capable of playing. So I was like, I'd like that on my team. She ignored me. She didn't come to the team. Her loss. We're gonna be better. So whatever.
Pro Leagues shook.
Yep. Yeah. When we're in pro league, I'll add her and say should have came to the team.
Well, then she would respond. Well, who would have been the IGL then? Because that's you.
Not me. I'd have been off the team probably because I suck ass.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm surprised you're still there.
No one else can IGL this fucking team, dude.
Yikes! Just call them out.
Somebody idiots. Well, so I'll call all of them out right now because I know one of them is in chat. So Golden has the worst game sense in the whole team. So obviously,
Oh my!
I am not
my
gonna let him try to look at a game sense strategical game at the big picture. Not gonna happen. Fizz is our entry and is a co IGL. So, but I don't think on entry. Right. He hasn't done shit in our last 3 scrims besides God. But
Gosh.
I think on entry, and it's something we saw with Canadian. I just don't think you can IGL effectively on entry. I don't. Yeah. He would have to move his role somewhere. I think he could do it once he did it. Like once he moved roles. I just if Canadian can't fucking do it, I'm sorry, no one can fucking do it. All right, that's just point in fact. And then Rumor and John are both phenomenal gunners, but they both just stop talking randomly at points. So obviously that doesn't fucking work. So it's one of those things where if I got kicked off the team, it would need to bring on another IGL that can gun better than me, which you could probably find a dozen of them. But people also like the fact that I'm not a 16-year-old with a big ego. So
you're a 25-year-old with a big ego.
I don't have a big ego.
Okay, sure.
I don't know about that one. No, I'm kidding.
I would never have a big ego. I only tell the team constantly that I'll remove all of them.
Yeah. Unless if they get console kids, then you can have an ego. But
yeah.
The console silvers.
Oh, wait, was that V Light?
No, that was me. Did I sound like her? Did I?
No, it just sounded like it was a bit further back. Like maybe she was coming back to the mic, like she'd walked away and she was finally coming back. I guess she got bored partway through. We'll go ahead and roast her on Twitter. So
don't worry, I'll yell at her at scrims.
We're definitely not plugging her links.
There goes our scrim.
Light talked about this, but I don't think you had it all. Have you ever played it, or maybe you did? I can't fully remember, but I think I remember it more coming from Light. If you've ever played on a team where hate comes from teammates.
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh, this will be good.
Let's hear some of those experiences.
Okay. I'm trying to come at this.
Too.
I don't see. I do not want to toss shade at them, even though I really do. But it's just a lot of the hate was just because I think a lot of self-consciousness from one player projecting it onto another. one of my ex teammates would constantly just rip at me, and her boyfriend was our coach for a little bit, and even he would kind of rip at me and one of my other teammates. Not Marmalade though, because whew,
Oh, so this is on AK. So we've gotten it down to AK. This is
okay,
AK.
yeah, or brain dead, or brain
And-
dead.
Or brain dead, but just know if you're a chick and you're watching this and your
Oh
boyfriend.
no,
was
they
the
know.
coach-
They know who they are. They
Oh,
know who
oh,
they are.
okay,
They know.
oh.
They know we're not exactly on the bestest of terms. You know, I wish no ill will towards her, but I'm just saying.
I just hope her PC.
If I see you in CCSW, I'm gonna try to smack. Okay, no, I'm kidding.
I'm going.
I'm going to try
And
hard.
everything.
Everything will be on. No, I'm kidding. But I think for me, a lot of the hate on that team was just because there was just a lot of drama. We were just done with each other. We weren't clashing as well as we thought. Actually, Brain Dead, we didn't even know each other at first. We were just 5 random people who someone, I think, with the original roster, her name was Val. She messaged 4 of us. It was me, Velociraptor, Zercut, Lissa, and herself, and we were like, "Yo, let's just make a team for CCSW. Let's just try it out." Because there was no quals for it. It's just if you get in, you get in.
Starting to remember the CCSW beef. Velociraptor's name pops into my head. This could be her. I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm remembering beef from Twitter.
But I mean, at the end of the day, you grow from it. It happens. You can only wish to not have it happen again, or wish it upon others. Hopefully, she's grown from it. I think we've all individually have grown from it. But yeah, it's just jealousy, drama that happened. Tired of playing with each other because we weren't clashing as the honeymoon phase was over for the team. So
God, I wish I had a honeymoon phase for this fucking team. God,
I just hated them from the beginning.
Maybe find a good team first.
hated them all from the beginning. They're just a bunch of annoying kids.
Or you're just a jaded old man.
Yeah.
A mix of both. both.
I mean, you see what he's wearing. I mean, it kind of gives it away.
Yeah, it's not Dark Zero merch. That's the problem.
That's exactly. If he had the DC merch, his career would be skyrocketing right now.
I'm not going dark. I'm going Hawaii. All right, aloha.
brother.
So I can definitely understand that. We had an incident in our team where we just felt like we had lost faith in a player for reasons, and then you talk crap about him pretty much behind his back when you're really just frustrated with what's going on with the team. Like, I love this person to death. I would never wish anything bad towards him, and I honestly hope he makes it further than I do in his career. But it's just one of those things where you get frustrated with people on your team because it's not working, or it was working and now it's not.
Yep.
And it's one of those things where you can just get really frustrated, and you can maybe backlash towards people. I've never had it happen to me.
That you know of.
Yeah, sure. I don't really give a shit either.
I'm gonna start that tweeter right now.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
tweeter.
The
The
tweeter.
tweet.
Tweeter.
The
But yeah, I've been kicked off of teams before. Me and Neon got kicked off together, and then we had a little honeymoon phase together, just being cute.
Yep.
And then
casting.
Yep. And then now I'm back on a team with the same person that kicked me. So ironic.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I don't
It's a
know.
full circle.
Exactly. I remember my favorite story of this is I was on a team where somebody told another person. And I guess a little backstory on this was he is still actually in the military, and he was about to be deployed. But somebody on the team told him that he wished he would be killed by terrorists. On his deployment. Yeah, that was a yikes. There was a ton of drama for that. I know they've since made up. And he was going through a lot of rough stuff in his life at the time, but just a lot of hate, just a lot of, I guess, anger, and in the community. I know, games where you shoot people in the face all the time does kind of bring a little bit of that. But there's just be nice to people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he talked. He said it to his face. So
Yeah, I
Well-
think that's also the issue too with us at AK was we were like a little bit on a heater. We had a 3 streak going on, and as soon as we lost our game, I believe it was on Outdeuced that broke this streak. Everybody was just going at it with each other, and that's just not how it goes. Like a team should just be able to talk about what needs to be worked on and to be able to improve with each other without having it become hostile.
exactly, you win as a team and you lose as a team,
Yeah.
and you improve as a team.
She's back.
Yeah, sorry.
The
I
light
was,
is shining.
I was like mentally alt tab for a half hour, so
You were definitely all tabbed out.
Yeah.
of life. Yeah, we'll
by
say that
alt
one.
tab, I was actually sleeping because
Yeah,
'Cause we're
they
bored,
actually said that in
understandable.
chat.
Well,
Thanks.
no, because the last few days I just had like a rough work schedule, so I was like losing sleep. The one night I did not sleep at all. I legit like, mind you, after Starbucks, I fell asleep making a drink, while there were no customers, and it was just like a slow time.
Was the drink for
So,
you?
Yes.
I was making my own coffee to stay awake, and I fell asleep.
We're all making my own coffee.
Yeah,
nice.
embarrassing, right? So, I don't know what question we're at right now, but I will say, going off what was said, a lot of teams, especially women teams, because of the lack of competitive experience from a lot of them, they definitely don't have that ability to take criticism like they should, and it kind of sucks because then that's one of the most important things you need to advance competitively is being able to take that criticism.
Especially when
100%.
it's not personal. At the
Yeah.
end of the day, it's not personal, it's business.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Maybe people take it personally when it's not meant personally.
And that's the problem, is that's exactly what they do. Like, they don't see it as like, hey, this is where you screwed up, and like, and I've had it happen where we've literally gone in like a list, like, this is how you fucked up, this is how you fucked up, you did this wrong,
This
you
is what
screwed
I did wrong.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I fucked up here, and then we get to this guy, Butt Liquor 420 or whatever, and you're like, this is where you fucked up, and he's like, whoa, what you're blaming it
I'm
on the whole
perfect.
loss on
I'm
me?
perfect, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I never fuck up, and I'm
Look,
like,
look, I got 14 frags right here. You see that? I was the entry frag. I did everything for this team. I'm out. I'm getting a new team.
Man,
Debated kills, buddy. Get fuck you.
TSM would kill to have me, man.
Yeah. Oh my god. I've messaged TSM like 14 times, and one of these emails, they're gonna get back to me.
They're just gonna do it. Like
They're waiting
Yeah.
for Bolo to mess up to replace him with me. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah,
at the
everyone
end of the
knows.
day, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. But it's just so. I don't know if it's the fact that they didn't play real sports or they've never had to be critiqued a day in their life, but I don't understand how you can get that butthurt over a critiquing. Like, it's one thing, like, if, like we said, the dude's being an asshole about it, right? Like, I've been an asshole to teammates, but I make sure that after I go off on a horrible tangent, I say, I just want to see you get better, so that way they understand.
LOL,
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah. Basically, it's like, no offense, but
Yeah, no
But-
offense, but you fucking suck. I mean, people do that to me, so, but,
that's because they're right.
no, they're never right.
Oh, okay.
I always plant bomb. I never die to C4s because
Exactly.
I attacks.
Exactly.
And so it's one of those things where, like, even when people have been nice to people for getting critiqued, they still go off the rail. And I just don't understand why being told that you messed up something is such a hard thing to take for anyone. Yeah, I don't understand what level of like thin skin you have to absolutely lose it on a teammate for that and then quit the team. I no clue.
Yeah. Can't get better like that.
Yeah. So if you are watching this and you do that, don't.
Grow up.
There's no point. And no, straight up, grow up. You're gonna get critiques in life. There's gonna be a moment where you're gonna be working for a job.
I'm messed up.
Yeah, you're gonna make a Domino's pizza because it's probably where you're gonna end up if you can't take criticism, and you're gonna fuck it up, and then your boss is gonna yell at you, and you're gonna get fired, and that's gonna be criticism that you can't come back from.
Well, no, they're not gonna get fired. They're gonna quit and then go find a new Domino's pizza to work at.
No,
Well,
they're gonna go to Papa John's, be like, okay.
Exactly. That's an upgrade, but yeah.
A whole new world.
Right.
But I feel like we've been on that topic long enough. Just based off of like the level that you guys have played at, what are some of the top female players? They don't have to be gunners. In general, just maybe IGLs you've played with, other supports, flexes, entries. Who are some of the best top female players that you've seen on Siege right now? Let's go ahead. We'll just plug everyone. We'll give shout outs where they're due to try and help get people more recognition for being good players.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're in the room with one of them. That would be
thank
me.
you.
No, I'm just kidding.
You're playing?
I didn't know.
No, actually, I'll let
Yo- yo-
Ari
yo.
take this one because she's finally woken up. I mean, back from the dark. So, Light, you can take this one.
I will say that drawing from my own team experience from Artemis, first off, one of the best players I've had a chance to play with was Woofy, despite her being a a meme at points. She definitely had the right idea of how to play the game as a player. There were times where I thought she just kind of went brainless and got kills and it worked for her. But then she would go and do something that would actually surprise me. Like she would, for example, something as simple as using IQ's gadget to watch a diffuser from below, which is it's a common known thing, but almost no one does it. And when she did that in one of our league games, I was like, "You're insane."
Oh shit, you're big brain. Oh shit, okay.
Yeah, so
Didn't know Einstein was on our team.
Yeah, she's a player that definitely did surprise me more than I gave her credit for, which I always loved her. And then just seeing those moments, it's like, I want to kiss you, because like, again,
straight up.
Yeah, like
Yeah. This is gonna move to the OnlyFans section of stream.
it's team bonding.
This part you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Premium team bonding.
Premium.
Premium.
Yes.
Oh, premium.
There were some other players that I faced. I know Autumn, for example. We played them on. She was QIM at the time. We played them, and she was like this, like an obstacle to overcome on that team. She was like, okay. It's hard to explain.
She knows how to use the SMG-11.
Yeah, she knows how to play the game. She knows how to play aggressively. So we both went in, the only two undefeated teams left in the league. It was kind of like, okay, we know who the strong players are. How do we overcome them? That was our mentality for that, the first matchup of playing against her. Another strong player is Marmalade. The team situation was a little iffy, but having a chance to play against her later on in the semis of season 1 was a great time because, again, like Autumn, she was just a gunner on entry, and we had to think about, again, how we're going to overcome certain aspects of the playstyle that we weren't aware of because that roster change. And like outside of season 1, over time, I know Jordan Blue, for example, she grew as such an incredible player. I remember she actually tried out for the original Artemis back before the league even started. And we're like, pass for good. You're kind of like trash. Get out of here.
Oh my. Good lord, savage.
No, jokes. It wasn't like that, but she didn't fit the team chemistry at the time. So we ended up picking up someone else. But she, from that time throughout the league until after the league to where she's now on our team, she grew so much as a player, and that really was incredible to me as someone's like, wow, she went from here to here in that period of time. Like that's an accomplishment, and definitely shows her worth as a player. Outside of those, there's definitely there's quite frankly too many girls to talk about, to the level of
it's good.
that detail.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are the ones that I have the closest experience with.
Well, I was gonna say Light until she didn't say my name, so I'm gonna take that out of the
out of my list.
No. Honestly, I would say, I mean, I'm blessed to be even in her presence, but Light fucking gunning over here. I could say she was definitely her along with Marmalade. Well, first of all, I was so happy Marmalade was on my team. I'm going to say that. Marmalade, if you're watching, I freaking love you for being on the team and kind of carrying us. But Light, I could say like even on a lot of the girls on Artemis were a scary bunch of girls. I remember I we kind of met a little bit also through Artemis. I tried out for Artemis. Obviously, I didn't make it. And I remember Light, and I was like, man, she was good at this game. She made the team. I gotta gun her. And then obviously we got our butts handed to us. Other than Light, I gotta also say Swag was another female that I was able to play with a little bit before CCSW, and she's a gunner. Um, she's good. I would also say Blue Asbury or Blue Jordan. She has improved so much. Like it's scary. It's honestly, and it's nice to see it in scrims too, where you're like, like she's hitting shots she shouldn't be hitting. You kind of think she might be hacking low key. I'd also say she wasn't in season 1, but I will say Galeen. I recently met her maybe 4 months ago through another gunner, Baps. I met her through her stream. We played together, and I was like, yo, what? We got to get her on here. She's a gunner. I also agree. Autumn May is another female that is really good. She knows what she's doing. Her game sense and such. SMG 11 skills. Mwah. As another SMG 11 enthusiast. There we go. Words. Big words. Arus, she's good too. She's a great support. A good IGL as well. So
Yeah, I kind of listed the one I knew from more personal experience, which is Burb. I was talked about Brittany, Maddox. I've talked to Lady Brutal a lot. I know she's in stream, but we talked behind the scenes just about her team and her roles and stuff. And I know she can also hit some pretty good shots. So there definitely is a lot of female gunners. There's
Too many to name.
yeah, I mean, literally, I've only played against our team is scrimmed against just DG and Sinister Red alone, and all 10 of those girls are honestly good players. Like, I wouldn't say any of them aren't worthy of being in a higher level of Siege, which of T3 with the ability to go to T2 in the future. And that's not me simping. I will obviously simp.
A little bit. Just a
so-
little bit of a simp.
Nope, because only one of them are in stream. So
if he breathes, he's a simp.
Exactly.
compliment a woman, you're a simp. How dare I?
Yep.
But it's just honesty. I mean, I think they're all good players, and like Light said, we only listed what, like a
20?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 15, and there's still so many more.
Yeah.
Even in the shadows that we don't even know
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
Yeah, that are voice changing it up so that way they can play rank like normal human beings, because you sick fucking dudes can't get over the fact that you got toasterized by a female. Grow up.
Okay, you know, I've heard people talk about that, but I've never actually encountered a girl who uses a voice changer to sound like a dude.
I haven't either.
Sup, bro? No, I'm kidding.
I was just saying.
Thank you. I'm stuck in a dryer. You want to help real quick?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
I know. I guess.
What?
Real quick. I do want to add that the list of people that we have and knows that we didn't talk about, it's definitely a good portion, but there's also a big list of absolute dog shit players. And I'm not saying this to be mean. Wait, let me explain. I'm not saying this to be mean, but
But no, I'm kidding.
obviously males make up a majority of the player base. But then there's games like Overwatch, for example, where now this is me talking about like gaming as a whole, not just Siege, but where girls get pushed into these roles that they just kind of find like as comfort picks. They don't like to do much. They like, just sit back and take W's and shit talk because they get carried. And a lot of that just comes from, I'm not sure where it comes from, just a lot of different factors. But I feel like those girls are just they have the chance to do something, and they don't, and they're just dog meat. And players like that need to take that risk and actually go and try to be a better player than what they are, because they could be on that list of great players,
Mhm.
but they just don't. And that's as a whole, but obviously there are girls like that in Siege who just need to make that jump.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot, and I guess I kind of want to expand the scope of the question and include a caster that I've known pretty much since she started her career, Loaf. One of the few people I've had the honor and the privilege to actually cast with IRL at that LAN event that I was talking about in Tennessee. She has made phenomenal progress throughout when she started her career, and I believe she's now one of the I guess the quote unquote community casters, because it's not really a thing yet with Face It, but one of the few people who have the privilege of being able to cast some of those Challenger League games. And so I'm really excited for her to be able to take that to the next step as well.
Yeah, I think expanding on that, it's so sad that it's not only players that have to deal with this backlash, but casters. With Geometric and
Mm-hmm.
Jesco getting added in EUL, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen Jesco, like, oh, I'm tired of Jesco because of her voice, because she's a female. And I've seen it with Geometric too. And
Mm-hmm.
although I I think Jesco reads the game beautifully.
Yeah.
I think she is fucking ridiculously smart in the game. I do think, I don't know how long she's been casting. I feel like she stumbles. I think her brain is going too fast, and then she just gets behind with her mouth. Like, I think she tries to say something, analyze it 12 steps forward, and gets lost at step 8. And then all of a sudden, she doesn't know where she was going with it. We don't know where she was going with it. But I know that when everything's working, Jess is an amazing caster. And I love Geometric's hype level of casting,
Mm-hmm.
where she's just like, I feel like she always makes the game feel much more interesting than what it is. And I think when you pair it with someone like an Ace of Pirate, Dez, even her with Dev
I
Marta,
love Dev.
I love them together because
Yes.
they bounce off each other. They're goofy.
Mm-hmm.
They just make the games like fun. Sometimes they can go on their little tangents, but everyone does. Kicks and Terror were talking about some random shit the other day on the the mini major. So, but the fact that even casters are getting like hate just for being a female, I mean, I don't know what self-deprived virgin is sitting in these Twitch chats, but what I just don't get it. Like, what is it? I wish I could know. No one will know, but the fact that it also extends to female casters sucks.
Yeah. I think that's actually kind of really an underrepresented part of the community. Something that people don't really think about is the casting, the production, all the stuff that really goes in behind the scenes. Everybody goes into esports like, I want to be a player. I want to play and win and get on the main stage and hold that hammer. But that I suck. I know that, and I'll admit that I suck at Siege. I'm a hard stuck Plat 3 now because I finally made it.
You got carried to that.
Yeah, I got carried to Plat 3. My .4 KD got carried to Plat. But I know I suck at Siege, so I'm like, I'm gonna try and make it somewhere else. I think there's a lot of other people who they have the aspirations, they have the goals to make it to the high level of competitive. But there's other ways to do it. If you're not the best player, even if you're a good player, you can still go in as a caster. You can still go in as production. You can still be a coach, an analyst. There's so many other avenues that I think people just don't really consider that, I'd love to see more representation there as well. I cannot personally think of any female producers off the top of my head, for example. So...
You're not gonna comment on that, I guess. We'll just move on.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, sorry, I was basically just listening.
Yeah, we went on a tangent there, and they were like,
typical.
"Oh, boys are talking. Let's stop listening."
It was more like I was talking. Let's stop listening.
But I don't know. I mean, caster side, I don't watch a lot of stuff really just because time. I don't have a lot of time.
I feel that.
But what I do watch though, going off what you said, like Jess and Gio, they both definitely are great casters and get shit for things they don't deserve at all.
Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate.
It is
Well-
what it is.
Yeah, I feel like unfortunately that has to get said a lot. I think the other big problem is people don't get punished for it enough. Like, and that goes even with like racist remarks. Like, there's a couple of Challenger League players that have been openly called out for saying like racist things, and
I know you've called people out on Twitter for it.
oh, you're right, I
Yeah,
did.
mhm.
I was trying to remember what moment we were talking about. Yeah, but
Yeah.
the problem is like people just keep letting them play. Like, it's almost like if they can like just keep playing good enough and just keep tweeting enough that it disappears, then it's
Mhm.
okay. And I don't think that should be a thing. I get everyone deserves a second chance, but like
Yeah.
some of these players, they've done it like 2 or 3 times,
Mhm.
a year apart, and it's no longer like you need to just let that person be forced that now they don't get to
Yeah.
have a career in esports or in this game specifically. So that way they're not sitting here having that I'm immune feeling.
Mhm.
But trying to move on from the hate, how have you guys kind of grown yourselves in the community, and like what have you done to try and pretty much get that content creation side of like the Siege community growing?
I mean, I made a tweet about Minecraft, but
Good game. Good game.
if you don't know the reference of it, it was actually a tweet about our league game, and I was playing Minecraft in the middle of it. And
I've
so
done that actually.
yeah, so I post that on Twitter because I wanted to, be a comedian. But besides like my shit posts here and there, I have made no real attempt into like a content creation side. It was a thought, but again, just the time wasn't there to actually try, because I'm the type of person where if I can't put my all into it, I'm not gonna try. So that lack of time really just stopped that attempt.
Yeah, I feel that.
Fair enough.
And then here's Thea, the pro streamer.
Maybe.
I think she fell asleep now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tag team.
Yeah, when one's awake, the other's asleep.
Yeah, especially right as we get into the questions about content creation.
Yeah, or where we get into her domain. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think her mom's in chat. Mama, go wake up your daughter. She has disappeared on us.
Oh, sorry, my mic was muted.
Oh.
I
Oh,
was making
sure.
jokes this whole time.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
making these side remarks the whole time.
Sure.
I
You
was
know,
literally
I've never heard a comedian say, "Oh yeah, I was making jokes. You just couldn't hear it."
You just couldn't hear me. No, for the I started off on the content creation side, mostly because I was like, oh, at that time I didn't know comp was a thing, so I was like, oh, like, I guess I'll try to be funny, and see if that's gonna work out. It's not working out. No, I'm kidding, but
It's working better than New's content creation career.
oh, he had one? No, I'm kidding.
We wouldn't know actually.
I have 40 subscribers. Okay, let's go.
Come on,
Subscribers.
dude.
Ooh, nice.
From like 7 years ago when I started with regular videos.
39. No, no, I'm kidding.
Ooh.
But on the content creation side, I don't know. It's, for me, I'm friends with other fellow content creators. Some of them I unfortunately do not get the time to talk to as much. Like Roy, I made a couple of content videos with him, and of course he's an awesome person to work with. Sykes as well, Babs is awesome. She's great. More on the streaming side, but I'm not gonna lie, my mind is kind of blanking on the question, so I'm buying myself time to remember.
How have you grown yourself in the game and community?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I don't know why people are. I don't know why people are like, oh, let's follow this chick. But hey, I mean,
So
It's your taste in Billie Eilish. That's what it is.
and Joji.
wait, I'm
Yes,
confused.
yes.
The first question on, you mentioned like a content creation kind of thing.
Well, so
We're just talking general community. That's like a different scope of it.
Yeah, News,
well,
you
we
done
can have
messed
both.
up.
It
Young
happens.
Goat.
I'm reading your question over here, man. You got parentheses.
I still-
it says transition to content creation.
podcast dealer got fucking slammed.
Yikes.
But for me, like how Ari said, you want to focus 100% on comp. I want to focus 100% on comp. Content creation is more for the backbone, in case of comp doesn't work out. You know, I do want to build a little bit of foundation just in case, you know, if I don't know, my wrist got chopped off or something and I can't do comp anymore. You never know.
Yikes.
You
A
know,
safety net. It's a safety net, basically.
Good lord.
It-
Yeah,
it
it happens on the regular. Yeah.
yeah.
Happens all the time. You just
So
lose a wrist.
we have 2 wrists.
Lawnmower
Exactly.
malfunction.
Hopefully it's my left wrist, but I don't know. Anyways, like for me, comp is where I truly do want to grow, and unfortunately, comp is a field where it is not solid. Your position should never be guaranteed on a team. You should always be fighting for it, fighting to improve every day, pushing yourself to be better than you were the last day. And that's how it is just for me. Like I'm primarily focusing on content creation, which is why I took, you know, I've went from streaming a lot more often to just streaming 3 times a week just so that I can focus on playing Siege and making sure I can do more scrims and just play more on a serious mindset rather than, oh, I'm playing for fun.
Yeah.
That's something I've always admired about her, is that she just has that will to do both at the same time. Like a lot of players at the higher levels, you'll see like people stop playing for content, or they're stop making content to focus on the comp. And there's people like her who do both, and that's relatable to like Shroud, for example. And look where he is. You know, does both, and he's a fucking legend. It takes a certain kind of person to have that the drive and the will to do both.
Yeah.
While having all that effort into both.
Right. Like Bolo or Pengu or Easily. Easily's getting massive right now on his streams since he came back to Pro League. And
Our boy Eunice.
Yeah, Jonas. Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't doing both at the same time, but
but he's still a Chad.
I keep it down for Jonas. Anyways,
Yes,
so
we simp for Jonas, no one else.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Jonas, man, I love that fucking. He's hilarious. We have a lot of clips with that guy. But no, I mean, I totally agree. I think it takes a lot of determination. I would say where I'm impressed is how she also keeps up, kind of, with posting YouTube videos. I think the fact that she tries to do all 3 is what's impressive. I use the fact that I'm trying to grind Siege to get better aim and game sense, and then I just stream it. Why not? If people enjoy watching my stupid face get slammed, then cool. We're all good, and the occasional clip is awesome for me to put on YouTube or on Twitter. And I think it helps because, like you said, I mean, you're just streaming pretty much just. Well, I don't know if you only stream. You know, you probably stream everything, but like, you know, you were streaming Siege. You kind of got a following. Now you're in comp. So it's one of those things where now, if you wanted to just stream while you were practicing outside of comp, then you already have a following now, and now you'll just continue to grow as you improve at the game as well, because you'll get higher ranked. People want to come watch you. They'll like you for the goofy personality, the Billie Eilish, things like that. So
yes, the cardboard cutout, yes.
Yes,
Yep.
it's cardboard. Billy, are you here? Yes.
So it's one of those things where I think you can take advantage of it, especially in that aspect, because you can just start to build a following on the side, even if it's not like consistent streaming.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate side. Yeah, especially like with me. Sorry to interrupt.
Nope.
But it's especially for content creation.
Woman's explain.
Yeah. Gosh. Especially since I'm focusing on comp, my videos, like the reason my upload schedule right now is once every 2 weeks. But the reason for that is even if I'm focusing on comp, I still want to put out videos that I can probably be like, I made this myself. I don't want to rush videos every 2 days, you know, and it just be half-assed, you know. I want to be no more than a gunner. If I could ever be known as a gunner, I want to be known like funny. She's got a personality. She's unique. She's different from everybody else. Like, so especially with content creation kind of taking the back seat a little bit, although it's, you know, it takes streaming not as much, maybe posting not as much as I probably could. It's all like within the mind of my goals and my, what I want to achieve in the future.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want to shit post, right? You just put content out just to say
Yeah.
you're doing it, and then you also don't want to burn yourself out, right?
Mhm.
Like that was a big thing. Like that happened with Serenity 17.
Mhm.
He got into Pro League. He was still trying to do full-time content creation, burn himself out. Now he's in fucking Narnia somewhere. We have no idea where Serenity 17 is.
Yeah,
Right.
that's
So
one of my friends, Anthony Pitt. That's what happened to him too.
yeah.
There's
So
all
I miss that guy.
yeah.
Now
So
he plays League. Gross.
so it's one of those things where like the people that like your content will stick around, they'll wait, and they'll enjoy it, and you'll build that following no matter how long it takes videos to come out. If they're quality videos and they're somewhat consistent, people will subscribe, they'll follow, they'll enjoy them.
Yep.
And then it's one of those things where if comp doesn't work out, you can go full time to the other side and fucking boom, now you're posting more videos, more streams, and then it's puppies and unicorns or some shit. Everything works out, hopefully. That's the goal, right? It's like having a plan B to your A.
Yep.
It's just having backup plans. I have none. Plan
Yeah,
A,
this
turn
is
pro.
This is
Yeah,
it.
if this doesn't work, I'm fucked. I'm going homeless.
If
So
I'm not replacing hot and cold on DZ, I'm out of options. I'm sorry.
yeah,
You got it. Should be like a week or two more. So.
Yeah.
After his last performances,
Oof.
No.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, they got that major spot. EG, where's EG?
Yeah.
I personally, my heart goes with Canadian. And he is
He's taking that road.
invitational champion.
Okay, he's taking that road.
Okay. You still need some Dark Zero. Actually, you have Dark Zero merch because
I do. Yes.
No, you don't. Because I bought you the EG jersey.
Oh, I thought you were
Zero
talking
merch,
about
though.
me.
No,
Sorry.
no, yeah.
So I don't have Dark Zero merch.
No.
I'll send you some.
You
Okay,
need some.
thanks.
Yeah.
I'll send you like a paper.
A picture.
A picture. I'll send you a
Oh, a
picture of the
picture,
logo.
okay.
Of
Thanks.
the logo. You
I'll
post
make
it in your
sure.
wall in the back.
Yeah, I'll make sure not to.
Oh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but no, Dark Zero is a very good team, and I'm extremely excited to see who wins this whole major thing because it's Dark Zero, TSM, Oxygen, and SSG, and that's nuts. Like if we can just fall off of the female and T3 scene right now, that fucking major is gonna be insane. Like,
Oh yeah.
NA is finally starting to have teams that I think we could finally actually be like EU, I don't think is better than us right now. I
No.
100% don't.
Mm-mm.
The way Sonics is playing, the way Disrupt is giving people a run for their money.
Yep.
Mirage beat Tempo Storm, so they're looking really good. I know that's Canadian, but we're gonna group them with us like we always have. And I mean, you look at like Team Empire, who's in bottom 3 after the first split. I mean,
G2's publicity stunt hasn't worked out for him.
Yeah.
no. So
why they made the changes they have.
yeah. So I really think right now that NA is becoming competitive with EU, and it's been super awesome to watch because, like we said, Sonics came back, right? People bitched because they said they bought their spot back. They didn't have to play Challenger League. They just bought it back. And everyone thought they were going to be the team that got relegated. And then here they come in, and yeah, they got relegated by E United when they made it before, when they were whatever the fuck their name was.
United and Two-Faced.
Yeah, Two-Faced,
Yes.
which is now Tempo Storm. Correct,
Yes.
correct. So, and Tempo Storm knocked off Rogue, which who the fuck saw that coming? So everyone thought Sonics was going to be that same team that couldn't beat E United, and of course, no offense, everyone looks at E United like they're a joke. But then here they come in, they almost beat Dark Zero, who are always considered one of the top 2 in NA. They give everyone they've played a run for their money. They're beating the competition outside of that, and they look fucking fantastic. Iconic is nuts. Sleben and Gomfi, the goddamn European superstars, are going insane. Super showing off his skill. Easily is fucking nuts. The dual IGLing is insane. I mean, NA right now looks fucking amazing. Just absolutely amazing.
And then it has
Even
you in it, dude. Yeah.
You even got to give credit to Sonics for yesterday, for unfortunately having to do a match after another one.
Yeah.
Back to back. That is really purely unfortunate. But even with probably being exhausted in the game, they did end up putting up a good fight. Taking it 3 maps over time. It's scary, but it was a very, you still got to give props to Sonics for putting up a good fight.
Yeah.
I think we only didn't use 4 rounds out of like if you went max, I think we only didn't use 4 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean that's
insane.
fucking insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a barn burner. And like you said, especially right after they played who was it, Tempo, right?
Yes.
Right after they played Tempo, I mean even a
going
2-0
overtime map with Tempo as well.
Yeah, I mean that sucks. There's nothing. I mean that is mentally draining from casting a fucking best of 5 that went all 5 maps.
That was fun.
That's exhausting, and we just have to talk.
Yeah,
I can only imagine. I can only imagine the mental fortitude of going to 3 OT matches and 5 total matches or maps like back to back. Oh my fuck, that would. Oh god.
Let me say, easily even took it to a fucking 6 map on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's against a different opponent.
Yeah.
That was incredible.
No, I think something that I think is really struggling with a lot of teams is having those back-to-back finals games. And I think honestly, if we're gonna drag this all the way back to SI, I think that's what did Nip in. Honestly, was having to play a game that morning and then go up against a fresh SSG. And they still look strong those first 2.5 maps. I think, honestly, if they hadn't have played earlier that day, I think Nip would have taken SSG on that. 100%.
Call me controversial here, but I feel like there's a degree where if you play, like, max OT matches like Songs did, it is very tiring. But in case of, like, Nip, where they kind of didn't win by landslide, but they did, like, win by not max OT multiple games.
Yeah.
That almost gives them a sense of like being more warmed up. I feel like, so
I can see that.
Call me controversial. I feel like Nip wasn't really at a disadvantage in that case. They had like a nice little warm up session.
Yeah, I say, and they had more time in between as well of their games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with that. For like our team, for the longest time, we felt like we needed that first map. So like in best of 3s, it always felt like we would throw away map 1 because that was a warm up. We had to like get into the groove of playing again. Whereas like we said, Nip got all their shit that they were having issues with out of the way, and I mean if you remember, they fucking slammed SSG in 2 maps like back to back. I think Bank was close because I think they played Bank. Yeah, but then didn't they like 7-2 on Border?
Yeah, I think so. They said I think it was something like that.
Yeah, I mean they absolutely were on a fucking tear. I mean they looked phenomenal.
And then there was Clubhouse.
And then there was Clubhouse, and SSG were like, "This is where we hit the fucking e-brake." You had us in the first half. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course, it was only halfway through that map that they actually started to pick up steam. Anyway.
Power up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and it was that rampy clutch from beneath with Vigil, and I'll be the guy here. Right. We'll never know. But the way that SSG started to look, I no doubt in my mind think they would have taken the 3rd map also. Like if they didn't get the free win, I have no doubt in my mind they would have taken that 5th map. It was the switch, right? Nip came in map 1 and 2 on fire. SSG couldn't stop it. They couldn't beat it. Clubhouse, it looks the same. SSG flipped that script, and then they win that one. They go, or no, it wasn't Bank. Excuse me, because Bank's the map they won on. So they went to Bank. They look incredible again. I have no doubt in my mind that I think they would have 100% won the 3rd map if they had to go to a 3rd map. But we're getting on a tear here. This is not supposed to be about Pro League. It's supposed to be about female gaming, and none of these players are female. So let's get back to the question.
I mean,
they could be.
You see those face app filters?
Oh yeah, DZ's face app thing.
I will say Dark Zero has the best Pro League Twitter account. 100%.
Well, now that they've added Lonnie Lightning's ass to it, he's fucking. What is it? Yeah, he's doing those skits, man, talking about maple syrup and shit. Has me dying, dude. Oh, dude.
Martin from what was it? It was like Martin from Mirage. Something.
Yeah.
That was
Mhm.
funny.
And you know, just being honest, I personally think the way Lonnie Lightning does Twitch gets old for me after like 40 minutes. But I will say overall as a person, because I played with him in ranked just by pure luck, and just watching some of those other videos, he's fucking hilarious. Like he's an abs. I would
Yeah.
hang out with him, but I do have to say for me, his Twitch content is very fucking like what is it, competitive or not competitive, repetitive. Like it just he shakes his ass like every 30 minutes, and then he does that camera zoom thing back and forth. He does that like 3,700 times. But overall, I know he's a good dude from just kind of the little talks we've had.
Yeah.
And I died watching that Mirage skit. I was fucking I was dying. But I think this one's going to be an obvious one. Has there been any negativity directed at you or females because you're a woman on Twitch or YouTube? Which, once again, unfortunately, Light, you can go back to sleep for these kind of questions because they don't really revolve around you. But if there is any negativity you had in the community outside of content creation, you know, you're more than welcome to talk about it.
I will say that I haven't faced a lot of head-on negativity. It's mostly been. I just dropped that. Okay. Aside the point. A lot of my stuff is like behind the back, kind of like high school shit, like that level of just negativity where it's like you can't really fight it. It's just there.
All right.
Which is like whatever, not a big deal. But it does get disheartening sometimes. It's kind of like since you can't fight it, it's like shit. What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something God has talked about on the 6on6 podcast was, you know, when she wasn't as prepared or thick-skinned as she is now, like those comments would really like knock her confidence down quite a bit.
Yeah,
So
it really does. Like you think to yourself, like I'm pretty confident as a person.
couldn't tell.
I know who I am. I'm pretty like a strong-headed, stubborn ass fucking person. But you know, sometimes it really takes a chip in your armor, and it makes you like kind of like take a step back and like have to recharge because it can get a lot. But yeah, outside of just that, I haven't dealt with the content creation side, so I can't imagine having to deal with like both ends like a lot of people do. That would just take a whole other mental toll level.
Yeah, for me,
am I the one who could out here? Oh no. Oh.
Yep. Neon, we good here?
Yeah. I think I'm back now.
Okay.
All right, my internet had a.
oh, he did.
Unfortunately.
Is the stream down?
I think it's
Attempting
buffering.
to reconnect. Yeah, it's back now.
Oh,
it's
is it
like-
back? It doesn't
yes.
say you are.
Oh, my thing went
No,
away.
the stream's ended.
Okay.
Rip.
Oh, no, it says back live again. Oh, God.
Oh, there we
Oh, God, we're just talking. Oh, no.
Oh. No, I could.
I just didn't see his face on the thing anymore. He's dead.
He did. All right.
did.
So tough love. Now that we're back where we were.
Okay, yes. Yep. Unfortunate. Internet blips. Everybody getting on to watch Netflix now. It's that time of night.
Fox side and the internet side.
Female
Not like-
toxic? Never.
Not like super toxic, you know, where I'm like, oh, you suck booty cheeks, go cry to your mama, little boy, kind of a thing. But
Jeez. Good
you
Lord.
know, I had my fair share of shit talking before and trolling, and so for me, you do get those comments now and then where it's like, oh, you're a girl. What do you know about this game? Oh, you're a girl. You can't aim to save your life. Oh, 0.8 KD. Okay, first of all, the alt says 1.3 KD. Okay, Ari, you're not helping me. Anyways, for
Girl
you,
on girl abuse.
Wait,
yeah.
wait, wait. Let me say, you're gold in my heart.
Oh, thank you. That we recovered now. But no, for me, it's more just dealing with it from like a joking perspective and a trolling perspective does help it. But there are those days where it's like, come on, bro, like just chill out, just
Just take 5, dude.
chill out a little
Just
bit.
take your Adderall and gun, okay? Like,
Yeah,
snort your monster. Get away from me.
no pun intended.
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah. Alone.
Unless you're prescribed Adderall.
Yes.
Then technically I can't tell you not to do it. Yeah, I definitely I mean, I can 100% see that, you know, because unfortunately, like we said, it's in casting, it's in gaming. There's no way it's not going to come out to the content creation side where people are going to want to hate on you, whether it's because they think that you're better than them, so they feel like threatened by it, or you're doing what they wish they could do. Like they're streaming with 2 viewers, and it's their computer and their laptop that are watching. There's not actually anybody there, and then there's like you, and you're on here. You have 20-30 people that are watching, and your chat is popping, people are asking you questions, and they're just kind of like, oh, why can't I have that? And so they throw a fit about it, and it's unfortunate because everyone's just trying to do something they enjoy, and unfortunately guys, I guess, too egotistically, you just can't handle that. I'll say boys. I know there's some guys out there in the community that are pretty pathetically childish towards women, but even those guys I would consider boys. I think men will understand that if you're better, you're better. Like I'll be a Marmalade could probably gun my shit in, and that's just life. If I want to fix that, I'll fix that. I'll go grind, and we'll come back, try again later. But
I'll cry for a couple of minutes and
yeah.
about life.
I'll watch my career go down in the tubes, and but it is unfortunate. But it does also pose the question, and that is the next one: do you think, as a female, it is easier to become more popular on Twitch?
So I'm not speaking from a content point of view because obviously no content, but from my outward perspective of my own gender of people, us females, boobs,
Vagine.
I feel like there definitely is almost an entertaining female is more likely to be accepted than an entertaining male. Even though the females get more hate, they definitely do get more fans at the same time. So it's kind of like a balancing out to the more hate side. Like Pokimane, for example, she gets a lot of hate, like a crazy amount of hate. But at the same time, she also has this massive fan base of people who back her. And she, obviously, I don't know her in person, but like she seems like a wonderful person. And there's guys who are also have that same personality, but they just don't have the numbers, and that's just how it is, I guess. But like, I think that the reason isn't because of boobs, like booby streamers, like people like to use the excuse of it's like, oh, you're still my viewers. It's just that because it's male dominated again, like even the competitive player base, it's that outlier brings like a fresh thing people want to see, something different.
Yeah, I mean, I 100% agree. I also think sometimes it really does come down to looks, male or female. I mean, I think even if Laxing sucked at playing, people would fucking watch him. Same thing with Foxe. If you're an attractive person on Twitch, people are gonna watch you. That's just case in point.
And that's
It
just
doesn't
in
really matter
general.
the sex.
If
It
you
doesn't matter.
look at
the sex,
TV, movies,
Yeah,
the people they cast don't look like
I would
me.
say it just depends, like you guys said, on the attractiveness of said streamer. or
Jonas is gorgeous.
That's
Yeah.
a fact. Absolute fact.
The Finnish demigod over there, man.
Mhm.
Ugh, Jesus. Jonas, marry me. Anyways, continue.
a little simp. No,
I fucking big simp. There's
Yeah,
no
big-
little. This is
big
big
simp, yeah.
simp.
big simp.
Big simp for the Jonas.
Number one fan.
Yep.
But I do think how people like if you're attractive to other people, it does have a big factor into that. And I mean, it's just kind of weird because it's like you really do want to watch somebody that's entertaining as well. So like it's hard to find if you find somebody that's entertaining and attractive, you know, they're gonna have that big large fan base, you know, like Pokimane. I didn't even know like she's like almost diamond in Valorant. I can't do that. I'm like silver 2 in Valorant. I don't even know. But I can agree. If you're attractive, male or female, you probably will grow faster than people who are probably like more consistent, who grind it more. It helps if you're entertaining or if you have skills.
Yeah.
I want to say though that while it does make it easier to grow, it definitely does not bring you to the top. People like Shroud, Summit, Soda, they are by no means attractive.
Whoa,
to, like,
whoa. Shroud not attractive? Okay, we're gonna go ahead.
Oh, okay,
we'll
wait.
move past that,
Let's-
but
Take that out for B-Nance.
he's not like Laxing or Fox a level of like
fair enough.
societally attractive. They look decent, but like compared to Laxing and Foxa, they are not like a guy level standard of hot. So it's like you having good looks will not bring you to the top. You still have to have good personality, just a general work ethic and stuff like those top streamers do to actually get to the top. Looks will only bring you so far.
Mm-hmm.
I can 100% agree with that. You know, like you said, Shroud is a nice looking man, but he's definitely no Laxing or Fox, or Uno. You know, we'll talk about that little fucking god over there, or Kanto, my little gremlin. But with that being, I just like Finnish guys if it hasn't been obvious yet. But moving forward, like, you know, but Shroud is absolutely insane, and he's fucking hilarious to watch. And you know, a lot like Pangu. Like Pangu is a fantastic player. I think even without being a pro, if he just played like if at his level that he isn't ranked, like people would love watching him because he's just hilarious. It's just funny to watch him be a goofball. So I will 100% agree. I think looks can only bring you so far. At some point, you will need some sort of skill at the game you're playing, or in general, some sort of entertainment factor outside of you just being attractive. With that being said, final question. What advice do you have for other ladies who are either looking to get into streaming or pursuing competitive Siege? Or, you know what, we can just say any game competitively, but I mean, obviously Siege is where we know a bit more.
I'll start and say that just grind. Just go do it. Stop being a fucking shitter who plays casual only and being scared. Obviously it's rough, it's not easy, but you're not gonna get anywhere being scared and not taking those opportunities and making opportunities for yourself to go further. So just do it.
Fucking Shia LaBeouf.
Just do it. Just do it.
You gotta stand up to do it, right, man?
Don't let your memes be dreams. No, but
Oh, here we go.
oh, we got the full effect. Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of just go for it, you know? At the end, like, I was scared to do comp. I was scared to try out. Artemis was the first team that I tried out for like, CCSW. Like, sometimes you just gotta shuffle down those nerves, and if it's something that you really want to pursue it. Don't... The only person that is standing in your way is yourself. And I live by that, okay? Like, if you... Like, nobody else could be like, oh, no, you can't do it. Just put your mind to it, and if it's something that your heart truly desires, do it, put the effort into it, grind it, and hey, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, hopefully it leads you to somewhere where you'll find where your true heart is content. or where your heart is truly content. There we go.
Yeah.
Wherever it may be.
Yeah, I mean, they always say that the first step is the hardest step. So just go for it. You're right there.
Bars. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, to go on what pretty much everyone has said, you kind of just have to understand what you're getting into and just try to prepare yourself for it. But at the same time, like, I've never heard of this happening, but it sounded like Light maybe has. Don't sit there and blame the reason why you're not higher up in comp because of your sex. Like, if you want it, grind it, and eventually people will see it. I guarantee it. And that's the only way you're ever going to get anywhere with anything in life is if you grind for it. No one got where they were by pure chance or got to stay where they were by pure chance. Some people got lucky and maybe they did find something and it just fell into their lap, but they had to grind to get it. King George is trash. But they had to grind to get it where it was. And if going competitive in Siege is something you want to be about, you're gonna get kicked off teams. You're going to deal with like issues in your life that you've never dealt with. I tried out for a team, I didn't make it. I tried out again, I made it. Then they kicked me because I wasn't good enough. I didn't fucking throw a fit and go, oh, it's for this that it's their fault. It's not me. No, I got on fucking ranked. I grinded my ass off, and I improved the areas that they thought I was lacking. With IGLing recently, I have literally been in my coach's DMs saying I don't know what to fucking do, but I will do whatever it takes to learn how to IGL. I fucking learning how to play chess just to look at shit from a big picture. Okay? The level of commitment here. I'm learning a game that has nothing to do with Siege just to get better at something in Siege, to mentally make me better for my role. I do Kovacs for 2 hours every morning, and then I stream and grind Siege and ranked until comp at night, and then afterwards I go to bed and I repeat the process. You will never get where you want to in life unless you grind, and unfortunately, you might not make it still. I am 25. I'm already fucking old for this game, and I fully know that in a year or two, if this hasn't progressed to a certain point, I have to give up my dream, and that sucks. But I'll never know if I could have made it if I don't try.
Or if you give up,
yeah, or if you give up. So grind your ass off. If it's something you want to do, look at CCSW. If you're a female and you're afraid, try to get on one of these all-girl teams as your first team, so that way you get in the comp mindset with people that theoretically should not slander you for being a female and play in a league where you'll play other girls. If that's the kind of confidence boost you need to start with, fucking go for it. There's an avenue there. Take that avenue, right? Beyond that, you're gonna deal with some hate. I don't know, but if you've listened to this podcast, you know from both of our female guests that have been so gracious to come onto our podcast, they've talked about it. You're gonna have hate. Find the people that you trust, latch onto them, listen to them for advice, and take their words to heart. If the people that care about your career are the ones that are still telling you everything's okay, keep moving forward. Don't let the people that are negative screw over your heart mentally.
This the vocal minority, honestly. I think there's way more people out there like who want you to succeed than the people who don't. Even if they're not, I guess, vocal about it. So you got that in your corner too.
Yeah. So ladies, if you'd like to plug, I know your Twitter's already up there, but if you want to plug like your Twitches and stuff, more than happy to go ahead and do that. We want to get you guys publicity. We appreciate you guys coming on. And I mean, you're both really great people. And I think you both deserve to have a much longer career, whether it's clicking foreheads or your content creation. So if you guys want to plug all your ats, go for it. And
or if you have anything else you want to say either,
yeah, or anything else.
Floor is yours.
Light, you could go first. No, you. No, I'm kidding. The good old Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, at the MonsterGurl. A you, not an I, because I'm illiterate.
Jesus.
Yikes.
Yikes.
It's alright. I don't know how to spell neon, so it's okay. Brad, did it quit again? No. Why is it gotta do this to me? Well, this is awkward. Yeah.
Back on. I'm struggling here.
Oh, are we back?
I'm absolutely struggling. I should not have drank so much water. I know. I actually had one before.
Yikes.
I don't even know where he is right now. He doesn't message me or anything, so he probably doesn't even know.
Bruh.
All right, just tell him to stall YP. I hope he comes back in a second, but I can't.
Bro, we're live. No. What is, oh my goodness, this sucks. That's kind of awkward. Why does everything break when I need it to work? Let's just,
Oh, what timing?
oh,
It's perfect.
Oh,
cool.
there we go.
You back, bud?
Yeah,
Is the stream up?
yeah. I don't think the thing is the stream never left. We still heard you.
No, the stream went off.
Did
The
it?
stream went
Okay.
offline, yeah. Sorry about that. Another internet blip. Going back to what I was saying. If you're a dude and you're watching this, be respectful of anyone trying to make it. Race, sex, whatever, religion, whatever the case may be. Don't discriminate. And on top of that, let's just all try to have fun gaming. It's been an absolute blast making these podcasts, and it's been an absolute blast with these guests. We have a lot coming in the future, though. This is definitely not going to be a once-a-month thing.
Hopefully.
So we will let you know as we continue to figure out what next week will be in store. But once again, ladies, thank you very much for coming on, talking, and answering questions. And thank you for everyone that stopped by in chat to not only support the females that are here, but support the podcast as well. And, well, this has been Wet Nude with Neon, and we will look forward to seeing you in episode 3 of Going Nuclear. Have a good night, guys.
Yeah, thanks again.
Thank you. Thank you.